Hello friends, so Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, proposed a concept that could forever change a Web3 experience, a Soulbound Token.
My life is gonna change forever.
And it's a way to prove your employment history, education, and other real-life skills, much in the same way as an achievement badge in a game would. My name is Ainura, and today we're explaining the concept of Soulbound Token. What is it? How can we use it? When will it be available, and what are its benefits and threats? In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. I would really appreciate that. And let's begin. So what is Soulbound Token and how does it work? Well, firstly, it's important to stress that so far SBT is purely a concept from Buterin's 37-page paper.
You have written many pages since you came here.
So let's keep it in mind and follow his imagination. A Soulbound token, or SBT, is a non-fungible token that a person can earn based in part on their job and education history. So it would represent a person's reputation and accomplishments as a kind of extended resume. Once you receive a Soulbound token, you hold it in your Soul wallet forever, and SBTs cannot be transferred or sold to another party. However, there is a possibility of it being revoked by the issuer. So it's easy to see now why Buterin sees this personal reputation token as an important part of the decentralized society of the future.
You're the man of the future.
What's the big idea? According to Buterin and his co-authors, SBTs can push Web3 forward by making it less reliant on centralized companies. They can give people more ownership of their digital selves. For example, NFT artists have to rely on platforms such as Twitter or OpenSea to sell their work. And crypto users depend on software wallets controlled by companies like Coinbase instead of truly decentralized wallets. Establishing a personal reputation and identity with SBTs can help to rely less on the reputation of the companies, leading to a real decentralized movement. So when will these Soulbound tokens be available? Well, according to Buterin's co-author Glenn Whale, they will be available for early use by the end of 2022. He also predicts that 2024 upcycle will focus on SBTs. So the future seems to be not that far ahead. Now, what's the difference between SBT and NFT? Well, actually, there are several major differences between the concept of SBTs and the existing NFTs. First and foremost, NFTs are transferable digital assets that can be bought or sold on secondary marketplaces, such as OpenSea. SBTs, as I've already mentioned, are non-transferable. Secondly, NFTs only stick with digital art, while SBTs can be used as proof, even for NFTs. Thirdly, NFT's practical function can be to ensure the authenticity of products, medical records, real estate, IDs, and so on, while SBTs can be used as proof of concept and social identity for NFT art itself, uncollateralized lending, or lease agreements. So it can add another, deeper level of proving digital identity. What's more, if you lose or transfer NFT by mistake, you'll most likely never recover it. SBTs, on the other hand, will contain community recovery mechanism that defines Soul's membership across different communities, so it can be recovered. Finally, NFTs can be used as passes or tickets to events without ID verification, while SBTs can provide permissioning access for documents, certificates, and other legal agreements granted by any authorized entity. Now, speaking of the benefits, there can be a number of important functions SBTs can be used for, and a number of ways it can change the Web3 community. Soulbound tokens can provide security for DAOs. Implementation of SBTs can prevent what's called Sybil attacks on DAOs. A Sybil attack is a type of security threat where one person tries to take over the network by creating multiple accounts, nodes, or computers, called Sybils. By assuming multiple identities, they acquire 51% voting power to pass malicious proposals. And so Soulbound tokens can help by computing over a Soul's constellation of SBTs to differentiate between Souls and Sybils, which are probable bots. And so this way, Sybils can be denied the voting power. Next is possibility of uncollateralized lending. Currently, it's not possible because of the anonymity element. Basically, it's difficult to track somebody's credit history in the virtual network. But with personal digital identity that SBT provides, it might be possible to calculate the credit scores of the borrowers, the same way that the conventional financials do. Next, SBT makes certification and documentation easier. As Sol can issue an infinite amount of Soulbound tokens, it can change the course of documentation from paper to digital. For example, universities can use SBTs to award degree certificates. SBTs can be used as proof of presence for special occasions, events, web conferences, and so on. Also, the event organizer or host can call a controlled crowd for the purposes by issuing SBTs to the limited person. Last but not least, SBTs can be a digital CV. So you can create your own SBTs and manage them to deal with different web platforms. They can reflect your skill set and abilities. So in the future, SBTs can be sort of digital CVs for Web3 and DeFi consumers. On the other hand, SBTs can help the Web3 community to check the trustworthiness of a project creator and to make more informed decisions about whether to invest in or support a certain project.
My reputation precedes me.
Now, are there any threats? Well, as almost with any revolutionary concept, the threats come with it. According to Buterin, governance tokens must be soulbound because their transferability can cause huge problems. Namely, the rich can buy voting rights from other members of the community. The same applies to the incompetent if there was ever a competition to gain more power. So, governance tokens must be especially secure. Another threat would be losing your soulbound token. It's bad enough if you lose your digital assets, but if you lose access to your soul, is your SBT university degree gone forever? Well, the paper proposed an idea called community wallet recovery, meaning that recovering a soul's private keys would require the members of soul's communities to consent. But the problem is, this would only work for people who are deeply involved in said communities and crypto projects. The recovery might not work for newbies who have no one to vouch for them.
Hey, newbie, get to work.
There's also the threat of spam based on SBTs. So Buterin and his co-authors proposed the idea of hiding SBTs from public viewing. And in general, as Richie Bonilla, the founder of DAO Dashboard Clarity, points out, the idea of having key aspects of people's identity exposed in a public blockchain sounds like a privacy nightmare. For example, if you go to a religious conference that gives out SBTs, could you never hide your religion? So clearly, to eliminate the threats of having your privacy out in the open, there should be a way of securely restricting the visibility of your SBTs. So, to sum up, what do we know about soulbound tokens at this point? Well, they appear to be a revolutionary concept that has the potential of changing your Web3 experience and your life forever.
Forever.
Forever and ever.
But SBTs, they're still pretty raw, with a number of possible threats. You could say that this concept, designed to reinforce personal reputation, is now getting so much traction, mostly due to reputation of its author, Vitalik Buterin. Although it's still a bit too early to tell how and when SBTs will influence our lives, we should probably keep an eye on their development. So, as social bound tokens are still a very new concept, there are many questions we can speculate on. For example, how do you think? Will it be possible to add certain achievements without any help of organizations? Or, technically speaking, will it be possible to implement SBTs in DAOs? You can actually add to this list of questions in the comments below, or if you have answers, please share. Other than that, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. If you have time, check out some of the other videos we've made, and have a good day.